Now making her way to the glory ring, she used her height and reach advantage to win her semifinal by unanimous decision. Here comes Amel Dehby.
There she is, Joe, 29-0. No one has been able to beat her. What is the formula? What do you have to do to knock her out?
Well, in my opinion, it's you got to really try to close her down, get on the inside, and really dictate the pace of their fight because she's got really good distance control and movement.
Alistair, you've competed in several tournaments throughout your career, including when you met Badr Hari. What's the mentality you have to have when you have multiple fights in one night?
Well, the whole trick is you need to fight your fights without getting hurt, without getting injured, because usually after every fight you're going to have some bruises, you're going to have some swellings, and when you're sitting in the back behind, there's always like an hour in between fights, those swellings become worse. So the whole trick is don't kick too much, because kicking causes bruises. Use your hands, use your boxing techniques to win fights, and when you're in the final, then you can kick.
Amel Dehby certainly didn't absorb too much damage against Isis Verbeek. A relatively calm decision victory for her.
Yeah, she kind of controlled the center of the ring, but she wasn't really putting a lot of combinations together, probably saving herself for this fight.
And then the trick is, of course, you don't want to...
Experience proved to be the key in her unanimous decision win in the semis. Here comes Tiffany Van Soest.
She's nicknamed the Time Bomb. She can go off at any time, Joe. We didn't see too much of that power in her first semifinal victory, but she got the job done in relatively dominant fashion.
Yeah, she was good at her movement, staying just outside and then coming in on the inside, just doing enough to win. And I think that's what Alistair was just talking about, how you have to give them pressure in that first round, otherwise there is no second fight.
Winning the Glory title is her destiny, according to Tiffany Van Soest. Right now, she's 3 rounds away from reaching that destiny and becoming the first ever Glory Women's Champion. Here's the tail of the tape, and Alistair, from what you saw earlier tonight, who do you give the edge to in this fight?
I'm going to lean a little bit more towards Tiffany Van Soest.
Because Tiffany showed good movement, and those low kicks were pretty good. She was really slowing down the movement of Gladstone.
Here's the fatigue factor. Again, these women are fighting their second fight of the night. They both went the full 9 minutes. You can see total strikes, though, the edge to Amel Dehby, who worked a little bit harder.
Yeah, she had to work a little bit harder, constantly pressuring her opponent, and gave her the victory, but I think Amel Dehby had the tougher fight.
If you're joining us for the first time, here are the rules for Glory. 3 rounds, 3 minutes each. Punches, kicks, and knees are legal. No elbows, though. 3 knockdowns in a round or 4 in the fight will result in a TKO.
Tonight in Oberhausen, 5 judges will score each round using the 10-point system based on the following criteria, starting with knockdowns. If there's no knockdowns, the fighter who inflicted the most damage will win the round, followed by clean scoring techniques with an emphasis on spectacular ones. If there's still no advantage, it goes to aggressiveness.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this tournament final is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the black corner. With her semifinal victory, she maintains her perfect professional record. 29 fights, 29 wins. She stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, 1.70 meters, and weighed in at 119 pounds, and even 54 kilos. Fighting tonight out of Nice, France, here is Amel Dehby. Her opponent standing on my left and fighting out of the white corner brings a professional record now of 16 wins with 2 losses, 1 bout scored even, and 5 of those wins by knockout. She stands 5 feet 4 inches tall, 1.63 meters, and weighed in at fight time at an even 120 pounds, 54.5 kilos. She's here tonight in Germany, fighting out of Bali. Here is Tiffany, the Time Bomb, Van Soest. And your referee in charge of this bout, Tobias Gerald.
Ladies. Okay, there's 3 rounds of the Super Bantamweight Grand Prix final. You both know the rules. Respect my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Fight good, fight clean, fight hard. May the best lady win. Any questions from you? Any questions from you? Touch glove, back to your corners.
They both called this the biggest night of
Judge,
their life, and how can it not
stay
be?
in the corner.
13,000 fans awaiting to crown a new women's champion.
Fight!
Amel Dehby in the black gloves, Tiffany Van Soest in the white.
You gotta understand that this is the biggest moment in these two girls' kickboxing career, and they dreamed about this moment their entire life.
Good fakes by Tiffany.
Tiffany likes to use feints to try to get inside, and I think she has to do that against the taller Dehby.
Similar to the semi-final bouts, both women starting out very slow, trying to feel their opponent out, but only 9 minutes in this title fight. Most go 5 minutes, but considering this is the finals of a tournament, it's only 3 3-minute rounds. Amel Dehby does not know what it's like to lose. She told me she can't remember the last time she lost, be it amateur or pros. 29-0.
That definitely adds a lot of pressure. Trying to keep that undefeated record adds a lot of pressure to training camps.
We expected this perhaps to be a technical fight, and so far that's what it is. I don't know if a power punch has been thrown yet.
Both girls have that similar style of trying to keep range, so they attack and they constantly move and exit.
Todd Grisham, Joseph Valtellini, and Alistair Overeem ringside for this historic event here in Oberhausen. The main event, Rico versus Potter. There's a head kick from Van Soest. Alistair, did you ever prepare to see a day when you were training in Holland growing up that we would see a women's championship division in kickboxing?
No, I'm actually still flabbergasted about it. Of course, the UFC has the women's division, 2 women's divisions, so that warmed me up to the idea of women fighting. Of course, there's excellent fighters out there, but to see it, I still have to get used to it a little bit.
Well, these are the 2 of the best in the world in the Super Bantamweight division. We started out with 8 fighters. It's been narrowed down to 2. This is the final.
Yeah, there's definitely been a big change in kickboxing, and Alistair can tell you when he was fighting in kickboxing, there was only a heavyweight division and the K1 Max. Wasn't many divisions.
Oh, and a right hand connects from Van Soest, who's landed a couple head kicks, and then that right hand. Dehby needs to get busy. Round 1, a good one for the American fighting out of Bali.
Yeah, definitely got to turn it up to win the round.
Both girls have seemed very hesitant coming in both of these fights.
I want to see more.
Let's take a closer look at the rules.
Glory Kickboxing is the most action-packed fight sport on the planet. Legal strikes are punches, kicks, and knees. Regular bouts are 3 rounds. Championship bouts are 5, and each round is 3 minutes of action. Outfight your opponent for 10-9. Knock them down for 10-8. In a normal bout or tournament final, 3 knockdowns in 1 round or 4 in the entire bout, and the fight is over by TKO. In a tournament semi, 2 knockdowns in 1 round or 3 in the entire bout, and it's all over. Or you can just knock your opponent out. Sweeps, elbows, and grappling are not allowed. Clinching is okay if you follow up with a knee. Glory rules are designed to bring non-stop, fast-paced stand-up action. To find out more, go to glorykickboxing.com.
Round 1 in the books, headed into round 2. Joe, how did you score that?
Well, I'm going to give the advantage to Tiffany Van Soest. She seems to be having having, you know, a little bit more effective striking and landing those clean strikes.
Van Soest backing Dehby up to the ropes. Dehby was the aggressor in her semifinal match, but so far it's been Tiffany who's controlled the pace.
Both girls got good movement and footwork, but Van Soest is getting the better of the exchanges.
And another right hand sneaks in from Van Soest.
Alistair, what do you think Dehby has to do in this round?
Well, she got to stand her ground and she got to give it. And she's still out in the feeling out process, which usually fights start out that way, but she's losing that process. So she got to switch gears. She got to do something to get the alternative back.
You don't want to have any regrets. It's the biggest fight of your life. You got to leave it all out there. We've almost reached the halfway point of this fight.
Dehby seems like she's waiting and constantly waiting to counter strike. But she has to be first, try to put some combinations together.
And follow up with those combinations.
Yeah, she's stopping. She'll throw her 1-2. She's just out of range, but she's not following up.
And Van Soest's semifinal victory, we saw her throw a couple spinning back fists. Have not seen that in this bout so far. Keep an eye on that.
Surprising, Tiffany changed to southpaw.
Right, didn't do anything with it, dude.
No, she just changed and didn't really throw anything.
The output has been similar, but it's Van Soest who's landed the more power punches and kicks.
Yeah, now they're turning it up.
And Alistair, what impresses you the most about these two females who are at the pinnacle of their sport, 1 versus 2? What impresses you the most about both of these fighters? They're the #1 and 2 ranked super bantamweights in the world.
Well, I will tell you the thing I would like to see a little bit more. I would like to see a little bit more accuracy. A lot of punches and kicks are thrown, not a lot is landing.
Not a lot of
Tiffany Van Soest has a slight advantage because he's landing slightly bit more.
You can see Van Soest outlanding Dehby, according to the fight metrics, by 4. Of course, those are subjective numbers.
Tiffany's just doing a good job at staying outside the range of Dehby's punches. And when you fight a movement fighter like Tiffany, you have to put pressure. You got to try to control that center of the ring and get her against the ropes.
And for combinations, follow up with combinations. Just for a technique of one, we're not going to do you any good.
And Alistair, if you're in the corner of Amel Dehby, you may be down 2 rounds to nothing. What do you tell her she has to do in round 3?
She got to go all or nothing.
It's simple. Lay it all on the line, Joe.
Yeah, Tiffany's kind of using that in and out movement. She's coming in, landing her big right hand. She's landed some good jabs in that second round. And then she exits on Amel's counters, and she's just outside of the range. What Alistair just said, you can't just throw one combination. If the fighter is moving, step forward, throw another combination to close down the distance.
Amel Dehby's husband is also her trainer, and he is right in her face right now, telling her, you got 3 minutes to get it done. The women's title is on the line. Let's go.
And the other thing, volume should not be a problem at this weight class. They should be able to go.
So here we go. Round 3.
Come on.
It's not a time to be hesitant.
Ready, fight!
And Joe, Amel Dehby's never lost. How could that affect her here? She doesn't know perhaps how to face adversity or come back.
Well, a lot of times that's what makes you a true martial artist, is going back to the training ground and fixing what you need to do to be the best.
Not a Muay Thai fight. Fight!
And Alistair, if you're Tiffany Van Soest, you just try not to make a mistake here in round 3?
You keep doing what you're doing because obviously it's working. You're winning the rounds. You're not really super winning the rounds, 10-8, but you're winning them. 10-9 is enough. 1 more round to go, right? That's what probably her coach told her.
If she has indeed won the first 2 rounds, then Amel Dehby will need a 10-8 round here to keep this going. She tries a spinning back fist, which does not connect. That right hand does, though.
But if you look at the fight metric scoring, there's not that big of an advantage between the strikes landed. I like what Tiffany just did there. She went inside, went to the body, and followed up to the head.
2 minutes to go. This tournament began back in Los Angeles in the summer, and it culminates here tonight in Oberhausen, Germany. 1 versus 2. Just the way we drew it up.
I'd actually like to see Dehby kick a little bit more. She's just missing her punches, and she can use her kick, which is a longer weapon, to try to catch Tiffany on that exit. Yeah, she's got to follow up. Not using her kicks enough as she should.
Fight!
We mentioned it earlier. Tiffany Van Soest, a viral sensation this past week, kicking a banana tree in Bali, getting over 2 million views. She hasn't shown us those powerful kicks here tonight, at least the ones that have connected. But she's done enough, seemingly, in this, a 3-round fight. And Dehby just looks a little perplexed right now, Alistair, like she doesn't know what to do.
She's slightly too late every time.
Her corner is imploring her to do more, screaming in her native French.
She's waiting way too long. Tiffany's just using that style that she calls that poetry in motion, that footwork, try to get in on angles.
15 seconds left.
Tiffany's showing some good footworks, letting Dehby miss. High kick, hits, no impact.
Rolling.
That's all she wrote. A women's champion will be crowned rather anticlimactically. Did Tiffany Van Soest do enough, Joe?
Well, in my opinion, she did. She was a little bit more active, a little bit more sharp with her footwork. Dehby didn't land as much as she did, so I got to give the fight to Tiffany.
The decision is coming up next.
Hardy, but some bad boy. The human highlight reel. The K1 World Heavyweight Champion. No one knocks out like the way Hardy knocks people out.
To come tonight, but history was just made. We just don't know who made it quite yet, Joe.
Yeah, it was a very close few rounds and not really a super dominant performance from either. But Tiffany Van Soest seemed to do a good job at landing her right hand, using her angles and her footwork to avoid the output of Dehby. In my opinion, Dehby needed to put a little bit more pressure and use her kicks, but she kept coming forward, she kept throwing. But ultimately, it was Tiffany's movement that seemed to give the most damage and the most effective strikes.
Here are the final statistics. And Alistair, who do you have winning the first ever women's championship bout?
I'm going to go for Tiffany Van Soest. She did a little bit more, but enough in my eyes to secure the victory.
And you can see strikes absorbed, not really even close, especially to the head, 29-7. All right, who will wear glory gold? Here's Tim Hughes.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 tournament rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard. Let's look at the totals. Our 5 ringside judges score the bout 30-27, 30-27, 29-28, 29-28, and 30-27, a unanimous decision, all for your winner. And now, Glory Bantamweight Grand Prix Tournament Champion, Tiffany Van Soest.
Amel Dehby suffers her first career loss in the biggest.
Here to present the first ever Glory Women's Belt, our head of talent operations, Mr. Cor Hemmer, and our vice chairman, Mr. Scott Rudman.
And that's what it means to Tiffany Van Soest. She said it was her destiny to wear this belt around her waist, and that's what we are seeing right now. The champ is here, and she's standing by with Ron Kruk.
Thank you, Todd. Tiffany Van Soest. Glory created this Super Bantamweight division. Very emotional time. Enjoying this victory with her dad. Glory created this Super Bantamweight division for the females just this year. What does it mean to you to be crowned the first ever female champion?
Follow your heart and you live your dreams. This is unbelievable, but I dreamed of this since I was a little girl. A big giant arena packed and me with my hand raised winning this belt. This is unbelievable. This is just incredible. Thank you guys so much. This is for anybody who ever had a doubt. This is for anybody who ever thought they couldn't. This is for you guys. You can do what you set your mind to. Just follow your heart and work hard, and it pays off.
Incredibly said. Now, you have been in combat sports for so long. Your Muay Thai background, I'm sure you fought in front of like 5 or 10 people. What was it like to be fighting here in Germany in front of this sold-out crowd?
What do you guys think, Oberhausen? This is incredible. This is incredible. This is absolutely, I have no words, man. This is awesome. I'm so stoked right now.
Well, let the celebration begin. I will get this microphone out of your face. Enjoy this incredible victory. All right, Todd, back to you.
Was she laughing or crying? I couldn't tell, Joe. Filled with emotion and for good reason, the first ever women's champion in the history of Glory Kickboxing. It's the time bomb, Tiffany Van Soest. Well, still to come, it is our main event, Rico versus Potter, and it all got started yesterday at our weigh-in.